My name's Marta, and in this Red Gamer Tech video, I'm here to talk about EA. Yes, hiss, boo, and all that. We actually have a little bit of karma coming around today, as we're here to talk about Star Wars Battlefront 2 and how it sold below expectations. And unsurprisingly, EA have pointed the finger firmly at the loot box controversy that surrounded the game before, during, and after its release, and well, deservedly so, shall we say. Now, despite this, unsurprisingly, EA have not changed their position that the microtransactions will be coming back to the game. They have made it clear from the start, of course, that it was only a temporary removal, and to be honest, it's taken them longer than I expected for them to start talking about them bringing them back. I genuinely thought they'd be back after maybe like a couple of weeks or something, but obviously it's been way longer than that. But they are still coming back despite the fact that, you know, the game was, you know, kind of ruined because of them. Anyway, these comments were made by both CEO Andrew Wilson and CFO Blake Jorgensen during their Q3 2018 financial reports, and both the aforementioned people commented on digital economies. And ahead of the call, CFO Blake Jorgensen did say that due to the controversy surrounding Star Wars Battlefront 2, the game did sell 9 million units instead of 10 million, which was EA's original estimate. However, what's actually kind of interesting is that those numbers might have been incorrect, either deliberately or, you know, by mistake. It's hard to say when it comes to EA. They later said in the actual earnings call that they actually wanted to sell 8 million units and sold 7 million units, which is obviously a huge difference compared to what they told the Wall Street Journal. So, to the Wall Street Journal, they said, hey, we sold 9 million instead of 10, but in the earnings call, Jorgensen said that for Q3, EA expected, quote, 8 million units, but we fell short of that by less than 1 million units. So basically, Battlefront sold 7 million units. Either way, the game did sell 1 million units less than they expected, but it is still interesting that there's that discrepancy there as well as this. So obviously, the game still sold a metric ton of units, but I don't think anyone was really guessing otherwise. Because this is all Star Wars we're talking about, and obviously, unless you're kind of plugged into, you know, whole gaming sphere, be it through YouTube or websites or, you know, magazines or whatever, you're not really going to have heard about that as like a casual gamer or, you know, a young kid or a parent buying it for their kid, whatever. You're not even going to know that was a thing, really. So I'm not surprised to see it still sell a ton, but not only did it sell a fair chunk less than EA wanted, it also sold a lot less than Star Wars Battlefront, as that particular game moved 14 million units by the end of the fiscal year in March 31st, 2016. Excuse me, however, they did see more digital sales of Star Wars Battlefront 2 versus the original, which is an interesting thing. I'm not really sure what that would be other than just an increase in digital purchases in general, but we did see an increase in digital versus physical compared to Battlefront 2, but obviously less sales than the original, and obviously less sales than they expected. So you might go, okay, we know microtransactions are coming back, but when? Unfortunately, we don't have an exact sort of timeline. We do have a comment from Andrew Wilson who said, quote, digital economies have a place, and we'll continue to drive and focus on that. The teams are working on how that context will apply to the Battlefront universe, but more on that in the months to come. Basically, that's, yeah, let's figure out how to make money out of this without, you know, pissing people off again. Because obviously, if it came back and it was just as bad or, like, somehow even more manipulative or just as bad but in a different way or something like that, like, they have to get it right when they come back. Because obviously the controversy, which has kind of, you know, been hibernating a little bit over the last couple of months or what have you, it will come back. So... However, the last thing I do want to touch on is some comments regarding the whole sort of Disney thing. Now, some of us wondered, myself included, that maybe it was pressure from Disney that was part of the reason EA pulled the microtransactions from the game. Because obviously, you don't mess with the mouse. Like, you do not want to piss off Disney when it comes to corporations you don't want to annoy. Like, you just don't want to annoy them, especially obviously if you're EA and you have the Star Wars license. However, Wilson pretty much denied this, and he said, quote, you shouldn't believe everything you read in the press. We have a tremendous relationship with Disney and built amazing games together. At this point, when we make the decision, we have the right model for players and the community, and I have no doubt will be supported by Disney. So, I don't believe him, to be honest. I mean, it's kind of his job to be like, no, everything's fine. Disney aren't mad at us at all. I doubt it, to be honest, because this happened just before The Last Jedi came out. And there had to be someone at Disney who was like, yo, EA, stop it. You've got to calm this down because this is not the conversation we need around Star Wars right now. So I think there was, but obviously he's not going to admit that, even if it's true. You know, I'm not saying he's lying, but I'm saying he's doing the PR thing, you know. I'm just saying I'm pressing the doubt button. I'm pressing LA Noir. I'm pressing doubt, okay? Just a calm doubt. I don't know. Really? I'm going to decline, you know, I'm going to decline to believe you there, but obviously that's just my personal opinion. Anyway, that is me done for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.